train, love come to town, I'm gonna. You never let me down, but I did what I did before love came to town. When love come to town, I'm gonna cut that train. Love come to town, I'm gonna. You never let me down, but I did what I did before love came to town. When love come to town, I'm gonna cut that train. When love come to town, I'm gonna that plane. You never let me down, but I did what I did before love come to town. Oh yeah, yeah. One of my favorite songs, Bonavox and BB King. One of the kind of concerts that I want to make someday. You know what I mean? When love come to town, I'm gonna cut that train. Love come to town, but I did what I did before love come to town. I mean, oh, I don't know. You know, it's down with the community noodle fight. You know, some people tell you we're addicted to, alcohol, whiskey, Hennessy, and this shit and that shit. Not because I'm broke, but well, broke. I don't know how to define broke, but imagine somebody who don't drink, who don't smoke and shit, free from all white bondage. These 2 days I'm addicted in fire noodle. Is that no fun? Addicted in fire noodle. Bloody Asian fire noodle. I did my fire noodle. Uh, Literally, my nasal cavity is open. I can breathe. It's good. Spicy foods do that to you. It's good for your nervous system. As much you do the coffee that have really a chemical effect on the shit, the caffeine and the nicotine, some biological things that have to do with your, you know, can do a lot to your brain and to you know, to open your nasal cavity. It's good. So eat fire noodle. It burns your eyes, but it's cool. It's cool. And now, Melila Chufaligino, today I come to say, niggas, a lot is going on in Ethiopia. A lot of things. Talking about Sudan, Egypt, kind of operation just to disguise what they do. The demographical change and the process of the demographical change is going on in Ethiopia, and people don't know. People are usually people and YouTubers are always, especially for YouTubers. mm, I don't know how. I want to see how YouTubers change if Ethiopia is prosperous and there is normality, there is peace. I don't know what kind of present the people that I know at least. I don't know what kind of thing they come up with. Advice like they're gonna come like Big Brother, like this idiotic people. You know, the Sisaya Guinness and the Isa television and blah blah Habta Mariam, this Kombolcha Wallaye, and all these people. Why they come out? It's like a big brother, advisors. We care about country, but they never know what they're doing so far. I mean, imagine there is this influential woman from Ethiopian descent, the first model, the first actor, the first this, the first that, but she used her influence to contribute to her society, and she was hidden by this kind of silly people, like dancers. Imagine the entire world is covered, the entire reality of the most vulnerable nation and its people is covered by this kind of, I don't know what to call them, phony clowns kind of thing. Because this woman say herself, she come out and tell a lot of stories. The same way I see this uh this retarded YouTubers and this shit. Really, I'm convinced that they're stupid retards. They're given some kind of agenda for a while to talk about. Maybe somebody will get whacked out, somebody that they think favor them, they will whack him out. And they the in Ethiopia the government is every day what they are testing is actually the convince and the confusion is they're testing the response of these people, how far they can go to resist some kind of power that is strangling them. you know and the monster by the day is spreading its tentacles all over the place, using people, making their elite international sayers and this shit, and they don't know, they don't concentrate on, and they don't have an analyst, a political analyst, a well qualified political analyst, not some kind of, because he have some kind of bachelor degree or master's or phd, but people who really can tell them their future. That is always what's lacking in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, there's a lot of talkative people, a lot of people mm, who say things that the other guys say, you know, or trying to outsmart someone by saying the same thing in a different manner. But you don't have someone who show you the other perspective of what is going on. Really, what is media? What is this? They don't tell them. They don't tell them, and you don't have that lax. It's hungry. The media is fucking hungry. Media, very poor. The poverty is a real information. Poverty is in Ethiopia. The information usually is the same kind of people with the same kind of caliber, kind of people. He talk this talk. Some of them is just to make money, but not really. To take down the big monster, you have to have that kind of knowledge of what they are capable of, what is the result, what do they want to achieve actually, what is their priority, what is for example, what is the administration of Abiy Ahmed's priority? Not uh, a priority, not an assumption, not an assumption that you think, you assume because they are government silence, or you just keep on being negative towards some kind of group of people. Now, you're not gonna solve nothing. You always be shouting, and nothing you're gonna solve. That I tell you 100%. And that is the problem of Ethiopia. Yeah, you know, a religion is some kind of crippled. A religion really in Ethiopia, it cripples the psyche of people. Not to live their lives around here. I don't know about the afterlife. Whatever they believe is true. I cannot be in the mind of other people, in how they are convinced, in how they become converts, how they jump from one religion to other, why they have that strong conviction on what they believe, and how they monopolize truth. It's not my concern. I don't care. It's up to you. That is part of the freedom that we enjoy. As much you enjoy your freedom by believing whatever you believe in, you have to have then an open heart, and you have to be a free thinker to accept other people as how much they want to be. For example, me, I tell you I don't believe shit. You have to accept that I am a human being who have the same right in any kind of way that you have, you know, but I'm different than you in how I digest information. And it's that much we have to be fair to each other, you know, because you sons of bitches, what you lack is clarity. You lack clarity. In Ethiopia, most people lack clarity. As much there are cream of the cream intelligent people here and there, wherever they are, maybe Ethiopians, everything. And cream of the cream, the best of the best. I don't mean some kind of in a white man, made in white man world kind of cream of the cream for some kind of uh, status quo kind of propaganda. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about cream of the cream, people who inspire you, even though they may not be rich. They may be writers, they may be philosophers, but the things they say, the thing they talk, and their angle, their approach is so attractive. They have always something new to tell. They they show you a solution that you never saw in any kind of way. Something is hidden to you, but they discover that and they tell you, that approach. That's what it lacks in Ethiopia. Most people lack that, and the people who lack that, especially the retarded ones, are noisy and they're everywhere, and that is the trouble. You know, if the people in the country are in trouble, and imagine the least intelligence one are talking on behalf of those people in the troubles, even to solve problems, is not going to get solved. Local yelimda walaj, this not through knowledge but through a fucked up way of experience, that they don't know the animosity they created. They don't know in how much corrupt politicians and corrupt individuals with sinister kind of notion they were supporting, they were under. No matter what kind of Goliath they draw, or a rogue regime they want to take down. In Ethiopian case, for example, TPLF was considered as a very rogue minority group, kind of a fascist group in both ways. In economy wise, the Western people say these people in 10 years they recorded a 10 plus digit, which is a legit recorded thing of the global economic term they use. It's not a made up story. Some people may say, people who oppose them, that's not the truth. Maybe 8%, maybe okay, but even though the economy, the number is this, but the people, how they treat people is not right. But you can go on and on and on. But eventually, people really want to topple this government, and they were toppled, and they go and they launch their base in Tigray, the place where they launch their first, you know, their first rebellious, offensive against that ex regime we call Derg regime or socialist regime or whatever regime that was. That is what happened. So far, what I know is this. But when you think about how come we come from this spiral, from this trouble that strangled people, that divided people, that you know that brings Ethiopia to this point. Nobody have a solution. They come up as a big brother, a retarded son of a bitch who really don't understand what he's doing for 8 years in some kind of media. Maybe it's at media. He really don't know what he's doing, but they think they really, really master politics, and they do their best. They contribute. That's what they think. Till this day, that's what they think. That's what they think. Actually, if you compare people who think they contribute to for a betterment of some kind of place, and people who are reluctant, or who refrain from involvement in any way, if you really weigh these two kind of people, the people, the silent majority, or any kind of intellectual who are in silent, are way, 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 way powerful in contributing for a betterment of that place. But these people, they think they are entitled to advise people as if they know. Adera, adera, okay, adera, adera, በእናታችሁ ቄሱ አሁን ቄሱ ተናገረ፣ አሁን ከበደ ተናገረ. It started yesterday. I mean, I'm in silent. I'm in silent because I remember what a priest said yesterday. This blind kind of priesthood kind of guy, but who's a really different guy than the other priest because he's outspoken. He involved in assemblies and talk shows. He show up. His approach is like, in Orthodox sense, there are these people who are in a religious kind of stories, but yet when you really go deep in who they are and what they used to say, They are not really these blindfolded kind of religious, thing. No, they are more philosophers. They even question the religion that they are in. These people are thinkers. And I was contemplating in how to define these philosophers and thinkers and religious, these demagogues, these religious leaders. Both of them are thinkers. You have to understand, people don't understand that religious clerks, the biggest religious clerks, are as much other kind of disciplined philosophers. They have theological schools. But people who don't understand what kind of mind these people got, have a different vision of religion itself, in the imagination they have to the divine, to the God, to this power that most people claim is God, or any language they use to describe it. That's not really clear to them. And that worries me, because it's attached to the very survival of who they are, including nation forms. Nation, as a nation, things form as nations, countries, kind of thing. So every kind of people, in one form of another, they are believers of a certain kind of religion. You know, agnostic atheist is something. It's some kind of a taboo, especially in Ethiopia, for example. It's a taboo. No people will communicate with you properly if you are honest to them that I don't believe shit. There are a lot of people who are like that, but either they don't talk about it because they know the offense, or it is something that they gonna be demonized, like they'll be seen as devil. They could be literally isolated from society. They're just living 3,000 years old, when the time when religion just start to merge, to emerge. That's how people communicate. Their fucking head is screwed up, you know so everything is under this kind of intelligence, and they expect something to change. But I'm this kind of people who say they know some codes in different kind of things they know from here and there, and they say by doing something over and over, some kind of scientist or say something, expecting different results. Now, this kind of things you have to understand in the way you are. For example, rely on religious leaders who are basically divided, which a prime minister even used for his own benefit to paint his face so fucking cool, to make himself fucking cool. That's how it starts. Looking at your fucking weakness. The devil look at your weaknesses. Because you sons of bitches are devils who hide in God's skirt. That's what I see. The scary fucking stupid ass monsters. But people don't dare to say that because it shakes the very core of a nation itself. Because nation is built by people, and people in one form of another are believers of a certain kind of religion. And religion is a serious kind of holding, serious company of holding, serious kind of companies. You know, that's what it is. You see, but why not, at least by now, to understand, to solve a problem, you have to really hit it to the core. That don't mean you change your religion, or you don't respect people you respect no more. No, what I feel is what I feel. You listen to me, don't be me, but understand what I say to you, so that you solve your problem. At least that people who live in there, who listen to you people, understand a little bit of what is going on. And not by advice. You are not capable of advising people. You are not. You people are not qualified to advise people. People on YouTube, people who think you are activists. You are not qualified to be advisors such of things like this. This messy thing that's created by intelligentsia for a demographic change, you know, that create, civil war. And extreme deep rooted hatred. You are planting now extreme deep rooted hatred among people that cannot heal easily. Even you are not capable of maintaining the damage you have done so far, let alone what you are doing in the, you are not capable of doing that. If just opening a media and talking is enough to you, no matter what it is for your family, because life is short, you're making your money and you say, okay, this is what I think, you say it anyway. If that is your ultimate goal, then again, you see, that's your level. But if you really tell these people, these sons of bitches, you have to tell them. ለምሳሌ አሁን ከእንግሊዝኛው ልውጣ እስቲ, because I want some viewers really to understand what's going on. I don't give a fuck what kind of country they come from. ለምሳሌ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ አሁን ትላንትና these radical factors እዛና እዚህ የሆነ ስሎጋን ይዘው ይወጣሉ፣ የሆነ ማተራመስ የሚፈልጉ ሰዎች አሉ። እንደዛ አይነት ሰዎች በቲፒኤልፎችም ሲታሰሩ ነበር። እናንተ ግን ያን ሪጅም በክፉ ሁኔታ ስለጠላችሁት ዊዛውት ኢምፒዩኒቲ ሀብታሙ አያሌው ራሱ አሁን ወጥቶ በቃ እነዚህ የ360 የሚፏልለው ምናምን ሲያናፋ ነበር። ግን ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ እንደዚህ አይነት ኤሌመንቶች ሁሉ ጊዜ የሆነ ትርምስን እንደሚጠብቁ ታውቃለህ። ናቹራሊ ሰዎች ባይ ኔቸር እንደዛ የሆኑ ሰዎች አሉ፣ ሪሊጅንም ባይሆን ማለት ነው። and even radical Islam and secular Islam have trouble in every culture, in Arabia, in everywhere. Radical is what kind of Islam you call radical is controversy. For example, if you call Erdogan radical Islam, the Turkish people or majority of Muslims may not agree with you. Someone who exercises his religion seriously is not a radical Islam. Radical Islam is a complete paranoid story, like this son of a bitch who want to just change a name in Addis Ababa. የሆነ የሚጠራን ነገር ስሙ መቀየር ፈልግ። ያ ማለት መንግስቱ ኃይለማርያም ነው እንጂ ሪሊጂየስ ሰው አይደለም። ምክንያቱም መንግስቱ ኃይለማርያም ሲመጣ መስቀል አደባባይ የሚባል የሆነ ንግግር አለ። እሱም በሆነ ወቅት ነው የሚፈጠረው። ኤኒዌይ ግን በቃ ተፈጥሮ የሆነ ያለን ነገር ስትቀይር ሁሉ ክላሽ እንደሚያመጣ ታውቃለህ። እንደን ኮሌት ምንድነው እፍጠር አደባባይ ምናምን ብሎ ጮኸ። okay, these are elements that you really take serious as internal security threat, and that is if the government they are not offshoots of the government, people who work for that, because they feel always both sides in the shit. Okay, it has to do with them. This is not important. And yesterday the whole time, every time they give you የሆነ ነገር ይፈጥሩላቸዋል እሳት ለመፍጠር መተት አንባርቅብኛለህ ጆሮዬ ላይ ማለት ነው። ከዛ እኔም ከዛ ስፌር ውስጥ አልወጣም። but that's not important to me. This thing is going on along this that, all of you scramble to write who is the best observer of what is going on. Moscovich ወጣ፣ ከበደ ወጣ። okay, አንባረቅ። all right, where are we now? Where are we now? We are in a point of no return, dead end. ይሄ ዴድ ኤንድ ግን ሲመጣ ሁላችሁም ተጫዋቾች ናችሁ። አንዳችሁ የሆነ ሚዲያ ላይ ያላችሁ ሰዎች እውቀት ያላቸውን ሰዎች አናግራችሁ፣ እውቀት ያላቸው ሰዎች ራሱ የነሱ ኦብሴሽን በእናንተ አይነት ካሊበር የመጣ ዲስከሽን ነው እንጂ ከዛ የሚያወጣ አይደለም። ሀገሩ በ83 እንደፈረሰ አታውቁም። ዛሬ እኮ አይገባችሁ። ሀገሩ ፈርሷል የሚላችሁ አንድ ሰው ሲወጣ ስፔሻሊ የቲፒኤልኤፍ ሎቢ የተደረገ ሰፖርተር ከሆነ ሊያበሽቃችሁ ይመስላችኋል። ወይ ደግሞ እናንተ መስማት የምትፈልጉት የምትወዱትና ኮንፈርት የሚሰጣችሁን ነገር የሚነግራችሁ ሰው ነው ኮንፈርት የሚሰጣችሁ። like people tell you. I heard this guy from Wallagga say last time, ኤርትራ ተገንጥሏል። what's a big deal? ትግራይ ቢገነጠል what's a big deal? Because they may go that way. This thing may go that way. 70-80% this thing will go that way. There is 20 or 10% that Tigray is going to be Ethiopia in the way, not because they incur atrocities more than they did. If you really see what's going on in the country in these 40 years, then it will be unfair to call what is going on in Tigray during this time, you know, in these 3-4 months since they started war with the regime, with Abiy Ahmed government. You know, to sum up all these 45 years where children of their own, the elite, Tigray elite leading the country for 30 years, will be more than unfair to conclude that way. I'm not talking about atrocity. I'm not talking about crimes against humanity and stories. These are separate stories, you know. But if you sum up all the scenarios, there is no way, even if Ethiopia keep on going, even if you try to heal the wound, like in the past, and also narratives and how people are divided and how they see things, then that you should be concerned about, not the demography. Because demography, as we say, you can say Adwa, you can say Aksum, this Mariam, this, that's only for you. Even within Ethiopia, some people, when they sit in Unitatiu, they don't understand, like, Orthodox value is only Orthodox for Orthodox people, which probably is more than half of the population. But the rest of the half is something else. Could be Islam, it could be Jewish, it could be agnostic, atheist, it could be anything. It could be this Oromo culture, they have Boronticha, Recha, it could be anything. Till this day, when they dissect information, they don't see really their country. They don't have the ability to navigate through it, you know. And the same time, they see even a radicalized slogan of changing a name of a square just to disturb for the fuck of it, kind of thing, you know. And that is scary. That fucking shit is scary. This shit is scary. What? This shit is fucking scary. You know? ያላችሁበትን ቦታ መቼ ነው አንደርስታንድ የምታደርጉት ነው? እኔ የማይገባኝ ያላችሁበትን ቦታ መቼ ነው አንደርስታንድ የምታደርጉት? you know? ለስሙ ሀገሩ እስላም ክርስቲያኑ ምናምን ይዘፈናል፣ ቴዲ አፍሮ ይጫወታል፣ ከበደ the most beautiful songs there is, you know? አልገባሽም እንደ ኢትዮጵያ ነው እንደሚዋሰብበት እስላም ክርስቲያኑ እሺ፣ ያ ሁሉ ይሲ ይብካም የሆነ አርቲፊሻል የሆነ ፌክ የሆነ ስዕል ይሆናል። የዘፈናችሁት ኢሞሽን ላይ ተንጠልጥሎ ይቀራል። ኢን ሪያሊቲ ሰማው ያም ነገር ቢኖርም ተንጠልጥሎ ይቀራል። you know? ምክንያቱም you don't really understand how to solve problem, how to make some kind of a political, you know, የሆነ ኢንስትሩመንት የሆነ ኢንስቲትዩሽናል የሆነ ኢንስትሩመንቶች መቅረጽ አትችሉ። ሚዲያ ላይ ስትወጡ የሆነ ነገርን you know የተሰጣችሁን አርዕስት ማውራት እንጂ ያን ነገር ውጡ የሚያለፍ ሰውን ወደዛ የሚሰበስብ ወደ ዕውቀት እንደዚህ ማሰብ ለካለ ብሎ ከዚህ ሲሊ ውስጥ ነገር ውስጥ እንዲወጣ ካሊበር የላችሁም። ተለቃችኋል። እንትን የተበተናችሁ። that is the problem። ምክንያቱም እናንተ ከእናንተ ኮንቬንሽን አትወጡም። ይኸው ልክ እንደ ኢትዮጵያ እኮ ነው ድሮ ዘራፍ ምናምን ኢትዮጵያ አንድ ነች እያላችሁ ልክ ኤርትራ ተገነጠለ በቃ that thing must happen, it happened። እና ምንድነው አሁን ደግሞ የትግራይ አድዋስ ኪዳነ ምህረትስ ከበደስ እኔ አሁን ገንጠል እያልኩ አይደለም፣ ግን እሺ የታለ በሃይማኖታችሁ በግዕዝ ምናምን የምታወሩት? እግዚአብሔር እጇን ወደ ላይ ትዘረጋለች እሱም ይሰማታል እግዚአብሔር ምናምን ተጽፏል። እሺ ሲሪያም እኮ 3000 ጊዜ ተጽፏል በመጽሐፍ ቅዱሳችሁ። በእናንተ መጽሐፍ ቅዱሳችሁ እንደ ሲሪያ የተጻፈ የለም። ኢትዮጵያ እንደ ሲሪያ አልተጻፈም። the entire story of Bible is there። እንግዲህ የትኛው ነው ሪሊ ቢብሊካሊ የተጠቀሱ ቦታዎች እነዛ ናቸው። እሱ ኮንስፓይረሲ ምንም ማውራት ይቻላል። you see so it just come out from religion. When you talk about your country, come out from religious stories. It's not going to help because there are other people who believe other than you, so they have their own narratives. For example, Islam won't have the same narrative about Ethiopia as much for Orthodox people. Even that you don't understand now. ይኸውላችሁ አሁን ለምሳሌ አንድ radical Islam with a big beard, when he show up on screen, the world he sees is Islam, because religion blocks the place you live in. It blocks you because that's your target, because this is a dangerous philosophy, it is an ideology. But yet all of you want to live that in a system where that system allows whatever you are to be who you are, but not to dominate the entire governance of the land. No, it don't matter who the fuck you are. You're radical, you're Orthodox. For example, when you are in the Western Hemisphere, you have only the right to worship, nothing else. As long as you don't see that thing and where you come from, because you think it's old culture, we are different than this, and the most of you actually broadcast from this kind of places, then you have to ask yourself, am I a fucker retard? Because things change. You see things are changing. Forget religion, but in every aspect in how we live, things change. Today, people from every fucking room, they are broadcasting their minds, their stories. Some are influential, some are not. It's a random process. If somebody, a retard, started 5 years ago, then people get to used to his broadcast, they look at him. Not because he's intelligent, because he just show up in the moment this thing come out, he dared to come out and say shit. That's what it means. So now we are forced to shape this sense of bitches because they may have a lot of people listening to what they say. But you really have to understand that things are changing. The moment you speak one word and the next follow, the first thing you say is past. It is not past. In your mouth, there is time. You see? Now the things that I say 10 minutes ago is gone. Now what I talk is gone. It's becoming a past. You see? Things are changing. By the time you open your lips and your lips are vibrating, things are changing. Time starts in your fucking mouth. That's why they tell you in Exodus, blah, blah, the smart-ass ideology designers of religion, and I come even in the name of religion. What is the religion? A religion. They tell you there is word, and the word is God. The thing, religion, in different kind of, in Amharic, it's Haimanot. In different languages, you have the root expression. But English, being as a new language, they say things in its formation. When they say a religion, a legion is just some kind of brotherhood. A legion is even a military word. You know, legion in France they say legion. Legion is people. You know, I just really refer to on Google the right thing. What a legion is 3,600 group of men. You know, it's like military. A religion. So the legion is revisited. It's just governing people, and you have to understand that you are part of that when you align yourself with some kind of religion. And I think most of you know that is that. Maybe you describe it, or you refer to some kind of spiritual aspect of it, that you are a spiritual person, that you are choosing the right thing, that this life is nothing to you. But all you sons of bitches are very living properly, because you know this matters. Otherwise, you all be acting like Jesus, because Jesus didn't even have a house. The Jesus that you tell us didn't have a house. He born in a manger. He never had a house, and he died 33 years old. Well, die, okay, resurrected, he's the Son of God. Okay. You see? No, you live his example. All of you are very living properly. Your struggle is to live to the best of your ability to live a nice life. And why this is hidden from all kind of religious people, lying sons of bitches? I don't understand. Including your sons of bitches leaders. I don't give a fuck. He come out and tell me he's a father. Ain't no father. I have a biological father, that's it. Retard sons of bitches. You know who's killing people? These people are killing people. Not only these idiotic people who claim in one way or another, the leaders themselves, we may say, except these socialist people who pop out in these 2 centuries, like the Stalinian people, the Marxist people, these socialist people say we don't believe shit because they are atheists. And I think that's not basically that what makes them monsters. You know, for being a monster, there is always a reason. Different monsters have a psychological, past or ground to how monstrous they are. And the people who have been told that they are monsters are actually, it's also politicized. A devil for one is a savior for the other. TPLF, for the Tigrayan news, they are the people who do right. And for other people, they were just divisive monsters. The same thing. You see, your judgments shouldn't be swallowed in lies, in divisions. በመከፋፈል ውስጥ ያለ እንትን ካለ ምን አይነት ቤዝ ይኖርሃል ኮሜንት ለማድረግ? If you believe, leave alone places like there are 5 6 religions, how can you base yourself when I tell you religion is basically created to create big wars? I'm not joking, or I'm not assuming. It is tried. That's what it was. Whenever you want to mess up some kind of place, one of the things you use is religion. And the actors within that frame are human beings, and they pop out from every corner. That's why you have to design a political system and leaders who are neutral, who don't mess up, who don't dare to use a religion as a form of controlling others, because they understood that religion is usually people. Because every kind of people in one form or another are followers of religion, including being agnostic and being atheist. You are believing something. You are believing not to believe in shit. You see? So you're not going to be one person. It's not only one person in this world that's atheist. It's a lot of people. Actually, the majority of the world is atheist. Religious people are minorities in this world. You know? Because even people who include themselves in religion, are not, their way of believing something can be measured in how much their conviction. You only have to put them in a fucking lying detector in how they digest information. It's that simple as that. Yeah, sons of bitches. But if you have the right morality, and if you really care for people who lose their life because of some kind of power clash, or using any means they got in their disposal for people to come against each other, these retarded people, then you need a political system that takes its hand away from this kind of things. And the leader that you have is exactly the reverse, the devil, who wants to involve himself for his glory. For his glory, he wants to tell, even he dared to say, remember who I am. Even I am the one who bring two people who fight. When he tell you like this, You have to, Jesus Christ, if you have the right mind, you have to say, what the fuck is talking about? Even those religious leaders who fight, I bring them close. That is the time when you say, this motherfucker is the devil. But you understand it differently. You understand always different because you're stupid. I tell to the whole world, there is no stupid people like you people in the world. Because it's not the fucking business of a prime minister to go in religious places of their controversy. It's none of his business. His fucking business. His business is actually to shut these sons of bitches up and do their divine thing. His thing is only to secure the peace, the peacefulness of the place. Not a religious leader, not this, that, no, it's not his problem. It's not his fucking problem. It's not his fucking problem like medieval leaders, pimp a palace and have a dinner party where he loot money and scare rich people, pay this, I have a project, blah, all this show. All of you are into it, but this man was a weird motherfucker. But the weirdness is accepted. We never saw anything like this man. This man from another planet. You understand it in a different manner, which is very shocking. Exactly, if this was a transformation, the country to be a safe place, it was a guy who is very silent, who don't even tell the slightest clue of even his political attitude, somehow hidden. And then, if that guy was a real guy, you see things being in order, not show political assassination here and there, and then he making funny stories. Oh, religious people go to Sudan, bring refugees from Sudan, 5 kids, but on the other borders, the refugees are going up. Just a joke. You fly by Ethiopian Airlines. It takes fuel. This is a business place. For his show, I mean, just to pimp a guy, the way he pimped himself, using different form of things going on in the country, was disgusting. But you people for exactly for that, for your demise, you know. So that is the reason when you say, okay, a priest is some kind of guy who's supposed to be feared, a pause. The pause, usually in Europe, you see, this pause, they communicate with these rulers, these big guys also. They started it because they are the branch of this Roman story, Vatican. And they come up with some kind of stories, this war, these humanitarian stories, blah, 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 blah. This is European way of doing, like the Pope do in Vatican. And these are many followers of that kind of story. Okay, not because you are Christian, you can glorify this so that, okay, this is me, this is my negotiation against another kind of religious people. But you don't have to see countries like this. You don't have to see a governance like that. And then exactly even what you need, you're not going to get because you wanted the Pope, the priest, the big priest to be feared. To be feared, not because he's going to kill you, but that spiritual gravity you give to these spiritual people. They don't say a lot of things, they say little. But when they say little, people and order in general is supposed to respect their kind of view. That is something that you want to be intact, but you are working against that because you have a new guy coming mocking a situation that they are in. A pope who is anointed, you know trespassing the rule of the orthodox usual thing, because a pope should die for another pope to come. But okay, the regime that guy was a monster, demonized by the West, kind of story. This story we know, but that was not important. What he should do was he back off from this fucking shit, this fucking silly devil who is set there to balkanize the fucking country. It don't matter what he tell you. It don't matter what you think he's busy doing. That son of a bitch is there to balkanize the fucking country. You know, I don't know what kind of example I could give you. I don't know. When people do something or wanted something, የሆነ ነገር ለማግኘት ስትፈልጉ ለምሳሌ you know, if you want to spank someone's wife, you approach the man and you let him know that you want to hump his woman. Is that the way you do? No, you have your own way of tricking to do that. For example, I want to make this spicy. That's why I talk about this kind of thing, not because it interests me, especially. I want to laugh at you. You know, you silly sons of bitches. በጣም የምትገርሙኝ ማለት ነው። የምትፈልጉትን ነገር እንዴት እንደሚመጣጥ ሰው ታረቀ ተጣልቶ ብለህ እንደ ህፃን የምታስታርቀው ሰው እና ለነዛ ነገሮች ለነዛ አውቶሪቲዎች እንደዛ አይነት አሳምፕሽን ያለው ሰው በተአምር እነሱ የሚሉትንም ሊሰማም አይችልም። ዲስሪስፔክት ምን እንደሚያደርጋቸው ኢቨንቹዋሊ ታውቃለህ። ለዛ ነው አድሚኒስትሬሽኑ እነዚህ ሰዎችን ዲስሪስፔክትም አርጎ ቢሆን ለህዝብ ካሰበ ዲስታንስ ነው ከእንደነዚህ አይነት ሰዎች ጋር የሚያደርገው እንጂ የራሱን ፎርም የራሱን ሪያሊቲ ወይ አማካሪ የሚባሉ ግሞችን እንትን ብሎ አንድ ዲያቆን እዛ አስገብቶ አንድ ጂሃዲስት የምንድነው የበግ ቆምዴ ለምበጨ ጂሃዲስት ምናምን የሚባል የጋላ ጂሃዲስት መጥቶ እዛ ሀገር የሚያተራመስ ወጣቶች ይዞ ህዝቡ እኮ እንዳለ ሃይማኖታቸው ስር ነው። Can't you see that? እኔ ያልከው አሁን የኔ ሊሚት እኔ ጳጳሱ የኔ አባት አይደለም አባቴ አይደለም። የትኛውም ጳጳስ አባቴ አይደለም ለኔ። ሰውን በሚያደርገው ነገር እንደናንተ አዝማች because I know I can say this man is a good man or not a good man but usually they cry. እና since when ከመቼ ጀምሮ ነው እነዚህ የሃይማኖት ጳጳስ ምናምን የሚባሉት ማለት ናቸው? ቅድምም ሳወራው ነበር ብቻ ከመቼ ጀምሮ ነው ግንኙነታቸው ከሆሪዞንታል ከቨርቲካል ወደ ሆሪዞንታል የተቀየረው? ድሮ ምንድነው የምትሉ? በቃ በእነሱ ጸሎት እኮ ነው ኢትዮጵያ ያለችው ትሉናላችሁ። በእነሱ ጸሎት ነው ኢትዮጵያ ያለችው ካላችሁን in the most horrible times ለምን ጸሎታቸው ብቁ አይሆን? እናንተ የሸት ሃይማኖተኛ ናችሁ፣ እነሱ ደግሞ የሞራል ዲኬ ያለባቸው ሰዎች ናቸው። the crusades call it a moral decay when they talk about American governance. ያን ነው የማወራው። ከዚህ በላይ ድንቁርና በአለም ላይ ሊኖር አይችልም። ከዚህ በላይ ፋክን ድንቁርና በአለም ላይ ሊኖር አይችልም። በጣም የሚገርም ድንቁርና ማለት ነው። ቆይ እናንተ መንፈሳዊነትን ታከብራላችሁ፣ ይሄ ዓለምን ይንቃል። usually the religious people thing is this world is nothing, we're working towards the other life, but in reality people don't see you being really devoted to, otherwise all of you will be in monastery, will be like Jesus fucking around preaching it. No, you are living it. So it's a lie, basically it's a lie. You don't look like the guy you tell us you follow Jesus, because Jesus and his disciples blah blah all these people, they are not materialist people, they are not the people of who you are. It's not what it is. It's a lie. Unless otherwise you accept the lie that you are in, the things that you lying to yourself, face the truth. Leave alone you religious leaders are not living what even they say. I believe what they say is also true. It's not true. It's a fucking lie. Leave alone you people, the people you say, okay, they pray. You tell us it is with the prayer of them that we even now survive. Okay, why not he keep on praying? Or by the time there is war in Tigray, then his prayer don't work no more. What do you call our father, the Papa? I think the Papa himself is a schmuck, a mafia, a mafia. All religious leaders, I think, is mafia bosses. That's what the truth is in this world. In the reality of the world, people understand that's what the fuck that shit is. I don't want to be outspoken. My thing is not to be outspoken by being rude to people. Just let me be noticed saying the craziest thing there is. That's not me. That's what I am. That's what I believe. On the moment, after all this governance of 30 years when they govern, let me ask you, would this Pope, with this Orthodox Pope, say the same thing he said? If there is a serious war now between Ethiopian Somalis and the Ethiopian government, would you say that? Would you really believe Ethiopian Somali place now, this Ogaden blah blah? If some kind of political party like the TPLF, imagine there was a serious war, a serious human rights violation in Somalia, would you think that this man will claim even that I am encircled not to say anything? That's why I didn't say nothing so far, but now I'm going to say it anyway. The worst humanitarian thing going on is in Tigray, nowhere else. Would he say that? Confront yourself creating a scenario. Creating a scenario by itself is not fallacy, is not lying. I'm not creating a situation to corner you. No. Just it's not imagination, because these things happen. It don't matter. He's a religious leader. He's talking about his country, not Orthodox people. Basically, you have to differentiate when religious leaders come out and talk about a country as a whole and the religion that they say we are supposed to protect this religion. ምእመናኖቻችን ተከታዮቻችን ቤተክርስቲያናችን የሚለውን ወሬ እዩት። ደግሞ የእናንተን ዲማንድ እዩት። እናንተ ደግሞ ዲማንድ ስታደርጉ ኢንጀነራል ሀገር ለሚለው ኮንሰፕት ደግሞ ያወሩልን ብላችሁ ኤክስፔክት ስታደርጉ ወይ ደግሞ ዋቴቨር ሞደርን ገቨርናንስ እንኳን ቢኖር የሆነ የሞራል መፋለስ ያለበት ገቨርናንስ ሲኖር እንደ የሆነ ላስት ሪዞርት ሶሉሽን ብለህ ነው ሪሊጅንን እስካሁን የምትጠብቀው። በጨዋ ዘመናት ሊስት ያ እንዲሆን ትፈልጋለህ። ንጉስም ቢሆን ምንም ቢሆን ቤተክርስቲያኑ ጋር ትልቅ ሰው የሚባለው the pope when he says something it means you are going too far, just chill out kind of thing. no expect የምታደርጉት የእናንተን ኤክስፔክቴሽን እኮ ነው። የቱ ጋር ናችሁ? ሁሉ ጊዜ እናንተ የዩቲዩብ ሴተኛ ዳሪ አፋችሁ ሴተኛ ዳሪ ሆኖ ግሞች ሳይድ ይዘህ ከምታወራ፣ ምክንያቱም ሳይድ ከያዝ እኮ የፈለግኩትን እብድ ጂሃዲስት እኮ ላውጣልህ እችላለሁ ከአንድ ኮርነር። ልክ እንደዛ የተበዳ ጂሃዲስት ማለት ነው፣ ስም ሊቀይር ወጣው ማለት ነው። what difference does it make? ኢዳልከው ምን አልከው የፈለጋችሁትን ፊንፊን ታዩ give a fuck። ግን ቤዚካሊ ኢንቴንሽናችሁን እኮ ነው ሰው የሚያየው። ሌላ ቦታ ያየነውን አይነት ነገር ነው። አዲስም ሰው እኮ አይደለም። አንተ አይደለም ሙሳ አልዛቅራዊን ያየ ዓለም እኮ ነው። ይሄ ዓለም እኮ ነው ሙሳ አልዛቅራዊን ያየ ሞት የሚባል ነገር they don't give a shit። ስንት ሰው የታየበት ዓለም ላይ ሬብ ላይ ኤሌክትሪክ ቢደረግልህ እዛ ተንፈራፍረ እናትን ምትረግም ፈሪ ፈሳም ስለማቃችሁ ስለሆነ እሱን ተው። እሱ አይደለም ስለዛም እኮ አይደለም እኛ ምንነው። እናንተ ግን ኢትዮጵያንን የምትሉት ለምሳሌ ይሄ ጳጳስ ምን እንዲሆንላችሁ ነው የምትፈልጉት? ኢትዮጵያን ኢን ጀነራል ኢትዮጵያ በሚባለው ሀገር ላይ ላለው ዲስኦርደር ላስት ሪዞርት ሆኖ የሆኑ መሪዎች እንዲፈሩት እንዲያከብሩት የሆነ ሰው ነው ብለህ ታምናለህ? የትኛው ጳጳስ በየትኛው ታሪክ ሲያለቅሱ ሁሉን ነገር ምእመናን የምትባለው እነሱም የሆነ በጸሎት የምናገኘው መልስ አለ ያላችሁ ስታወሩ ነበር። at the same time የምትኖሩበት ዓለም ከናንተ እንትን ጋር ይገናኛል። ኢንክሉዲንግ እናንተ በዚህ በኩል እግዚአብሔር ሁሉ ሰጪ አዳኝ ሀብታም አረጊ ድሃ ሁሉ ፈጣሪ ሰሪ እሱ ነው ያላችሁ እየጸለያችሁ እናንተ የምትኖሩበት ምእመናኑ ምኑን ጨምሮ ዞሮ አምኑም ከሚባሉ ዓለም ላይ የሚመጣን ገንዘብ በብድር አገር ይቀበላል። ተቀበለ ከማለት ነው አይደለም ወይ? የሆላንድ መንግስት ለኢትዮጵያ ብር አይሰጥም ወይ? የአሜሪካ መንግስት ብር ከለከለ ብለ እንደ መብት ትጮህ የለ ወይ? ልክ እዚህ እኛ ያልኖርንበት ሀገር ላይ ሶሻል ቤኔፊት ብለን እንደምንከራከራቸው ትከራከሩ የለ ወይ? ምንድነው ሶሻል ቤኔፊት እኮ ብለው እዚህ የምትሰራው ታክስ ነው አይደል እንዴ? እዚህ ከሰራ የምንሰራው ታክስ ነው ወደዛ የሚሄደው። እንዴት ነው ሃይማኖታችሁና ያለችሁበትን ዓለም እንዲህ ሳትደባብቁ ፌስ አርጋችሁ ለእናንተ ሶሉሽን የማያዳግም ሶሉሽን የምትሰሩት? መቼም ለምን ከዛ እናንተ የሸርሙጣ ልጆች ልትወጡ አልቻላችሁ? ይሄን ደግሞ መናገር አለብን። I don't give a fuck. If you want to face me, but I have to tell you. ይሄ ጳጳስ ኢትዮጵያ ነው የቆመው። ቆይ አሁን ለምሳሌ የሆነ የሙስሊም ጳጳ አለ የወለየው ማለት ይወጣል። እኔ ታማኝ ብዬ ማፈንደድ ምናምን እንዲህ አይነት ቲያትር አልሰራም። እኔ በዚህ ሴንሱ ከመንግስቱ ኃይለማርያም የባስኩ ሰው ነኝ። እኔ መሪ ቢሆን እነዚህ ቄስ ምናምን ይለ እስኪ ለምነኝ አልጠብቅም። there will be some kind of modern administration order and institutions. I think ያ ነው ትክክል ይመስለኛል። ያ ነገር ግን የለም። ደባ የሚሰራበት ባልካናይዝ ሊሆን የተዘጋጀ አገር መሆኑን በ83 ታውቃለህ፣ ልብ ያውቀዋል። ሃይማኖተኞች ውሸታም ሌቦች እንደሆናችሁ ታውቃለህ። ይሄን የምታውቅ ከሆነ እነዚህ ማዳፋከሮች አባታችን ምናምን እያልክ ሰው በቃ ኖርማል ኑሮ ለመኖር መለፍለፍ ካልፈለክ እናት ነው በደል ሌባ ሁላ ይሄ ማዳፋከር አሁን የጳጳ የእናንተ ጳጳ ወጥቶ የሶማሌ ኤሪያ አሁን ጦርነት ከኢትዮጵያ ጋር ከፍቶ ቢሆን ኖሮ ወጥቶ የእውነት ኮንሰርን ኖሮት ልክ እንደሆኑ ያወራ ነበር ወይ? አያወራም። is the answer. ለምን ትግሬ ነው? the pope in Ethiopia is a ትግሬ no wonder ትግሬ መሆኑ አይገርም። ምክንያቱም ኦርቶዶክስ ቤተክርስቲያን ወይ ትግሬ ነው ወይ አማራ ነው ቤዚካሊ፣ ከዛ ኦሮሞ ነው ከዛ ይጎዞ። ይሄ እውነት ነው። ይሄ ፋክን እውነት ነው። ፋክት ነው የማወራው። ያወራ ነበር ወይ? አያወራም። he even have the audacity just I quote his words ያለውን ነው የምናገረው። ጳጳሱ አባታችን የምትሉት ያለውን ነው የምናገረው። የኔ አባት አይደለም። እኔ ባዮሎጂካል አባት አለኝ፣ ባዮሎጂካል እናት አለኝ። የኔ አባቴም እናቴም ራሴ ነው። ይካላም ብልፍሽ ሰይጣን ነው በል ቀንድ ሳልኝ አሉን ግባፋ። ይሄ ሰውዬ ወጥቶ ሲናገር ማለት ነው። ይሄ ሰውዬ ወጥቶ ሲናገር ምንድነው ያለው? ምንም ልትቀባባለት ያለቅሳልቁ እከሌም ሲገደል አልቅሶ አይቷል። ሊያለቅስ ከተፈጠረ ለምን ይተቻል? አይቶት የሱ ግንኙነት ከሰማዩ ቤቱ ጋር ለዛም እኮ ነው የተከበረው። እንደኔ ኮሜንት የሚሰጥ ፖለቲከኛ ከሆነ ለምን አከብረዋለሁ? ለምን አባባ ትለዋለህ ታዲያ? አባባ ለምን ትለዋለህ? ቁጥብ እኮ ስለሆነ ነው። ትንሽ ነገር ነው የሚናገረው። ለምንድን ነው ትንሽ? not to fall under controversy። ለዛ ነው አሁን ወጥቶ እኮ አልገዘተም። መገዘት እንኳን የሚል እኮ አለ። መገዘት ማለት ይሄን እንዲ መንግስት ገዝቻለሁ የሚባልም ነገር አለ። በእነሱ ማቀው ነው የምነግራችሁ። you know እንደዛ እኮ አይደለም ያለው። ኢቭን ስለ የትግራይን እንትን ማግኒፋይ ሲያደርግ ማለት ነው። no he's not that's not what he say። ቁጥብ በሆነ ሁኔታ ፈርቼ ነው ነገሩ እንዳይበስባቸው ብዬ ነው እንጂ ፈርቼ ነው እንጂ ትግራይ ውስጥ እንደሚደረገው አትሮሲቲ የትም አይደረግም። ይሄን ደግሞ የዓለም ህዝቦች ተናግረዋል አለ። he's talking about United Nations. He's talking about any kind of humanitarian global institution and advocates. And we know exactly what they were busy in Ethiopia, how these people really report atrocities. People who say we saw military with satellite, who just see uniforms and lorries fucking around in the country. They don't see when the entire town burned. Wait, እኔ በዚህ ዓለም ላይ ትግራይ ውስጥ የሆነ ነገር ተደርጓል ይባላል። ትግራይ ውስጥ ጦርነት እንዳለ ዓለም ያውቃል። there is a serious conventional war that just don't pop out, but a conventional war that was prepared in both sides. All people agree on that. Before this war broke out in Tigray, the TPLF in Tigray, which was the administrators of the Tigray regional state and the federal government, were preparing to fight. Nobody denied that. Susan Rice cannot deny this. Dutch bitches don't deny this. German bitches don't deny this. British bastard don't deny. Nobody deny that. Do they? Do deny that? They don't deny that. They were preparing. There was a military parade in muscle flexing with their fucking Korean and Russian leftover trash. Where were they when this thing was going on? Do they really this thing is not going nowhere? They know. Where was the Pope then? If he's a politician who want to tell us about which one is the real story, where was he then? Where was he then? Yeah, there's some kind of priests and some religious clerics. They were going to Tigray to try to make peace with Abiy Ahmed, blah, blah. We've seen it all. We've heard everything, what they have tried, what we know, we know. አሁን አንድ ነገር ልጠይቅ። የተቻላቸውን አድርገዋል። በዛ ጊዜ የሪሊጂየስ ክለርኮች የሚሄደው እሺ፣ በዛ እንስማማ። ምንድን ነው የሚያደርጉት? አንድ የማፊያ ቡድንና ከማፊያ ቡድን የወጣ አዲስን ሰው ማስማማት ሊያስማማ ብቻ ነው የሚችለው። I thought religion is beyond that, actually. Because religion is claiming the Father, the God who can do anything. And they are close to him. They're close to him than everybody. Otherwise, you don't call him, oh, Papa, please pray for us, please this for us. Fuck you. That's the story. That's what I understand. I don't give a fuck about you, all your sons of bitches, but that's what I understand. If I stand alone till the day I die, that's the truth. Is that not? None of you agree even with some kind of religious leader. Some people believe he's an asshole. Some people believe he's a sacred guy. He's a cool dude. What kind of evidence you want more than that for who you are? All of you, including them. አሁን ጸሎቱ አልሰራም። ጸሎቱ ምድራዊ ለሆኑ ወንጀለኛ የፖለቲካ ፓርቲዎች ህዝቡን ለሚከፋፍሉት እነሱን ለመጣል ያልቻለ ጸሎት ለማን ነው እየጸለየ ያለው? ኖ የኢንተርናሽናል እንትን ያያለ ማለት ነው። እንደ ማንኛውም ፖለቲከኛ፣ እንደ ማንኛውም አክቲቪስት እንደነ ሰለሞን አሉላ the Pope is sitting down looking at the response of the West. Usually the world is the West. In which kind of alliance they will choose. They say themselves, we don't want to be mistaken historically, which means Tigray is one of these secret society kind of area where they have to do their subverted stories. That's how I understand. Not because they care about Tigrayan people. They never cared. Otherwise, it's a very small area to change it. If they really believe that these people have to come out from miserable situation, it needs a year. Just one guy, leave alone America as a state in the West as a whole, one billionaire can change that specific Tigray, not Ethiopia. We tell them, change Tigray, make it Israel if you want. But basically, that's not their notion. Their notion is to use that place in those hot-headed animals to fucking balkanize the country. And they're successful, and they've done it. Where? In 1983. What the fuck you're expecting? That this fucking country gonna exist for the future? How? Call me Egyptian. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not. The Egyptians are the ones who govern the country now. These are the Egyptians, not me. and get shit from Egyptian, blah blah. Face your fucking troubles. Face where you are. Face who you are. You, this papa tell me this papa. This papa, he said literally, the entire town is being burned together with the people in it. He said, no, compared to what is going on in Tigray, don't mean shit. I mean, imagine me presenting some kind of people talking in United Nations. I will ask all these distinguished guests and leaders of the world, I tell them, I mean, if there is a modern military, the most monstrous weapon you bring in some kind of town or a city, what else can you do than burn the whole fucking place and burn the whole fucking people in it? And the people who can escape, they manage to escape. What can you do more than that? A priest sit and say, no, this don't measure compared to what happened to Tigray. That's what he say. Okay, what happened in Tigray? He say there is a random rape. There are people who are thrown the edge of the cliff. Yeah, and there is killing of random killing of civilians. That's what he say. And then uh, they were shelling with heavy weapon. There was shelling some kind of monastery with heavy weapon, and even there was one casualty. I mean, I quote what he said, not what he said. Just I put it in English. That's what he said. To me, this is not a pope. This is a devil. This is a devil for what is going on in the fucking country. If he put it this way, this is a politician. This is a TPLF propaganda. This is Tedros the guy. Tedros the guy in 6 months in this conflict, he showed us one video. He showed us one video. That video amounts to some kind of war crime, like what happened in America. What is that? Shooting civilians. Even in the video, we don't even know if these boys were civilians, but we saw that this guy not arresting them, but shouting in America, kill them, kill him. Is that guy dead? Shoot him too. This is a war crime of one incident. Not even a war crime that you say the entire military should be subjected to a war crime proportion story in global terms. That's not what it is. For what happened, America is responsible as a nation, but it is those kind of legion, those kind of group of people that who gonna be crucified in the rule of law, to the hierarchy, to the order of in military order. That's what it is. So this guy come from Tigray is concerned. Of course, this shit should be demonized. If there is a rep, they should be demonized. And this should be rehabilitated. But it's easy to say. But this thing is already cut people in half. Tigray is never gonna be Ethiopia. Never. If there is, because there is a need for them to be included in Ethiopia, because it's a deserted, fucked up place. But these people always gonna be a fucking cancer to the rest of it all. That you have to know. Hey, mom, deny me gonna grad. Because they tell you we're hurt. But how could a priest come out and say this shit happened 300 kilometers away from the city he lives in? He's in the capital, dressed like a woman. That's what I know. All these religious people, they dress like a woman, a big skirt and shit. Like the time of Jesus fuck around, he dressed the same shit is the story. Now you telling me at Aye, this place, they burn the entire city, kill all people in it, burn older people together in the house. I mean, this shit is in video. This shit from kilometer, you see the entire village. It's a big fucking town. Deserted town because of political story, never grown. Investors who have hotels there, the entire people who live there, they come out and say, they show you piece by piece. What could have happened more worse than that in Tigray? in the examples he give us is this. This is a political statement. This is Tedros Adhanom, the same priest, the same guy who come from Tigray and is a member of TPLF. And this dude is a priest who is anointed by Orthodox Church before the other fucking Pope dies, because that Pope was a socialist junta kind of regime Pope. That's your story. And this is what this modern Protestant devil want to capitalize. Why don't you put it the same way I say? What? You think I broadcast wrong? No, you fucked up people. You never tell story because you want to comfort people with your bullshit. When things is getting rotten from the core, trying to tell what it is and silence people, because this man ቦታው ላይ አይደለም። ፖፕ ነው፣ ትልቅ ሰው ነው። ገና እንዲህ አሁን ሊከፍት ሲል ሰው ይሰማዋል የሚባለውን ደረጃ ለቋል። የለም ሰውየው እኮ የለም። ከመሾሙ ጀምሮ መጨረሻ ላይ ደግሞ በቃ ተገሏል። አንድ የማያውቁት የደህንነት ሰራተኛ ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ነኝ ብሎ መጥቶ አስታራቂ ምን ብሎ ጀነሳችሁ ለሰይጣን ተገዝታችኋል፣ ለባኦል ማለት ነው። ከዛ ወዲያ ወጣ ይሄንን ቄስ እንደ ትልቅ ሰው አባታችን እሳቸው አለቃቅሰው ሁሌ እንዳለቀሱ ነው። ቄስ ሁሌ ሲያለቅስ ነው የማውቀው። ለምንድን ነው ማልቀስ የጀመሩት? ደግሞ የሆኑ ጫማ የማያደርጉ እውነተኛ የቄስ ባህሪ ያላቸው ቄስ ጳጳስ ነበሩ በደርግ ጊዜ የሞቱ ሰውዬ እና ይሰማሉ፣ እሳቸው ያለቅሳሉ። ያለቅሰው የውሸት ለቅሶ አይደለም፣ የሆነ ለቅሶ አሃ ሁላችንም እናልቀስ ብሎ ነው እየተቀባበሉ የሚያለቅሱ። እነዚህ እንደ ሴት ወይዘሮ ዶሮ ወጥ እየበሉ የሚኖሩ ማተፋከሮች ማለት ናቸው። ስለዚህ I don't give a shit. He's not my papa. He's not my papa. Which papa? Which papa, you son of a bitch? አሜሪካ ዶሮ ወጥ እና ዳቦ ወጥ እየበላ ምናምን የዩቲዩብ ገንዘብ እየለቀም ከፓፓ ፓፓ ብለህ ሰው እንዲወድ ማሆን ትችላለህ። ባህሌን አለቀኩም አገሬ ባህሌ እግዚአብሔር ብላ ብላ ተረት ተረት ማውራት ትችላለህ። እናትን የበደይ ሸርሙጣ ልጅ እዛ ከነ ህይወቱ በማንም አወር የሚቆላውን ኢግኖር ማድረግ ፈለገ። Tigrayan news is thrown from the edge of a cliff. What's the difference between thrown from the edge of a cliff or getting burned and slaughtered by a fucking machete? What's the difference? Numbers, they never show one single number. United Nations, Amnesty Report, all Western people, they don't show a single video. This area, look what they've done to them. Like, you know, in the Derg regime, Eritreans captured, show, look, there is a conventional war. Look, the tanks they bring to Eritrea. Look how many tanks we burn. This is how much. Look the buildings, how they shoot it. Look, they show. Why don't you show in Tigray, instead of showing us some fucked up place, and just verbally to say, okay, if you don't believe us, believe the West. Nobody believed the West, except the West. Everything is politics. The West that deny the entire town is baked and burned because this is so-called Amhara region. How I believe. And the same priest went to level, went to weigh some kind of atrocities, which one is big, which one is small. And you think this is, you want me, if the judgment of God is, I want to fuck that God. Okay, I'm not a fag, but you know, you call a male. Are you out of your mind or what? እናንተ በማሞት ላይ ነው የምታላጋጡት እናንተ የሸርሙጣ ልጆች። ኢቭን አንተ ሀብታሙ በሻ የምትባለው ሰው ነኝ ብለህ የምታወራው ሰውዬ ማለት ነው። ይሄ ፋክን ካዲ ጉራጌ ማለት ነው። ኢንጂነር ነኝ የሚለው ለሃጫም ጉራጌ። ይሄ ማለት ዛሬ ካንተ ጋር ለመጃለስ ያወራል እንጂ with his fancy calculated kind of speeches to be known like all of them, ይሄ ለሃጫም እንደ መሃል ሜዳና ይሄ ጎሪላው ደግሞ የተበዳ ጎሪላ ይሄ አቤቶ ክቻ የሚባል ጎሪላ እንደ ሁለቱ የአማራን ህዝብ ታርጌት ሲያስደርግ የነበረ የሸርሙጣ ልጅ ነው። አሁን ተገልብጦ የአማራ አዛኝ ሆነ። ማናቃችሁ እንዳይመስላችሁ፣ ያልሰማናችሁ እንዳይመስላችሁ እናንተ ለሃጫም የሸርሙጣ ልጅ። አዎ አልቀሷል፣ አማራም ሲገደል አልቀሷል። እኛ እኮ ቴድሮስ ጸጋዬ እንዲያለቅስልን ከበደ እንዲያለቅስልን አይደለም። የአማራ ህዝብ በሚቆላበት ጊዜ የትግራይ ሶሳይቲ ውስጥ ገብተህ የትግራይ ሶሳይቲ አነቃንቀህ እነዚህ ሰዎች ወንድሞቻችን ናቸው አትግደሏቸው የሚል ሪቮሉሽን መስራት አልቻልክም ሌባ አሁን ልትሰራ ለምትፈልገው ፕሮፓጋንዳ because you are predictive the same western people that you rely on they tell you what they tell you this fucking shit will come on Tigray because they calculated finally this regime will be taken care of and then they have to have a reason to say there is a serious genocide in Tigray to whatever kind of government come. You see, I don't support Abiy. I think he's a devil, a retard, a man who's not capable of governing a big country. That's what I believe. But because I hate him, I'm not gonna say, okay, every information that is come from the West and its institution is some kind of, it don't have, true. It's not true. People who deny an entire town burn. People who deny a killing of 300, 400 people in one go, in one day, in 1 hour, with weapon people. Boom. If they deny this, how could I believe something that they say verbally? We saw with satellite, this military doing this. Why don't you fucking show us like you show us when these boys were saying, shoot him, kill him, and these people are lying on the ground? Why don't you show us a town that's big and burned? Why don't you show us? All you say is they steal lepels, they steal fork, they steal this. በጣም በዓለም ላይ የሚቀፈው ሞራል ማለት ነው የሰው ልጆች በጅምላ እየተጨፈጨፉ ማንከ የተሰረቀ ባቃ የተሰረቀ የሚል ፕሮፓጋንዳ የሚቀበል ሰው ከነሲሳይ ከአጌና ከአደርባዮቹ በላይ ባለጌ እኔ እንደውም ልንገር from all disgusting people a moral decay is for a political purpose when you weigh and ignore the killing of innocent civilians in numbers. When you ignore that and you politicize this kind of shit for a political game, there is no monster like you. This fucking priest is a monster. You know what I'm gonna do to this fucking priest? Because I know 100% for sure there are a lot of people in Ataye who get killed and burned in a house. Unless you didn't lie about that report, these people get burned in their house. You know what I do to him? And it's really easy to fire this guy because he has too much plastic clothes on his ass. It's gonna smell on his fucking skin. I'm gonna put fire on him. Okay, in Ataye, don't mean shit. He just said literally sitting in that fucking king shit. He say nothing happened in Ataye, 200 kilometers away from where he lives. The moment he say that, I put a fucking fire. Ciao, my friend. That's how I do. Ciao. Then you see Abiy is angel. I put a fucking fire. Boom. Ciao. Throwing from edge of a cliff, then it becomes a privilege. If this is the morality of God and how he protect and how he see truth, how he see justice, because he say I serve God. That's why he's the Pope. He's the king. He's the Pope of every fucking little popes around him. He's the king of kings in a religious church. A pope is a king of kings because there are also small popes. So this area pope, this area pope. ምንም ታወራው ያለቅሳል ቴዎድሮስ ጸጋዬም እኮ የአማራ ህዝብ ሲገደል አልቅሻለሁ አንተ አለቀስ ካላለቀስኩ ጊቭ አ ፋክ በምን ነው የምታለቅሰው ሲጀምር እናት ነው ይበዳል ያንተ ህዝብ የምትለው ታፍኗል ብሎ ያቀም የምትለው ሌቦች ታፍናቸው አይደለም ለምን አትጮሁም አሁን የትግራይ ህዝብ እየተገደለ ነው ብለ ሌላን ሰው አትጮሁለትም you don't care about him ብለ ከዘፈንክ ሌላው ህዝብ ተገደልኩ ሲል ለምን ታዲያ አልጮህለትም ያ ህዝብ አንተ አይደለም አንተ ማን why not people tell these fucking YouTubers who they are you are a single individual who don't mean shit no I cry for them it's not about your morality who are you a leader you're a fucking YouTuber Who cares if you cry, if you want to be politically correct? No. The people you say, these are my people, they are victims, my mama is there, this guy is there. They have to stand, they have to have integrity with other people. Son of a bitch. You sons of bitches, do you even fucking care? If this pop, if what happened, all these fucking religious leaders in Ethiopia, yeah? Again, I say it. If this shit, if the war is in Ethiopia, Somali religion, would he be coming out frustrated? Like he explained, he was so fucking frustrated, they fucking imprison him. That may happen. And he's part of that shit all the way 30 years. Now, accidentally, the fucking internal security blah blah guy is the prime minister. He could do that. Who give a fuck? You are already a pope in a rotten system. Because when this system is launched in 1983, before another pope die, you come. The West say, yeah, this is justifiable. Because the other governance was a monster, a socialist, blah blah. Cold War end, you come. That's how you come. You are not my papa. Ain't no motherfucker is my papa. I don't have a fucking papa. Who's he papa? He's not my papa. What is papa? Papa, people get burned. The entire city burned. Even the ground is burned. Even the ground is burned. The only place in Ethiopia that they show you the entire town is burned is Ataif. Just because they are Walaya people. No, this dummy shit, man, compared to what is going on in Tigray. What happened? One dude in a monastery is killed, he said. The government admitted there are 17,000 people die, including pregnant women cut open. Why not I just fucking make a dummy, a pregnant dummy with a small dummy baby in her stomach, and I go there in his fucking church where he thinks he's like a fucking king with his wooden cross, and look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut open this woman and let him. I want to see his face. What kind of face he got? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I put him in a fucking big church. Yeah, I put 200, 300 dummies, and I open fire on them. I chop them with machetes and kill them. Boom. I tell them, come eat food. We have to talk. We have to talk something in Oromia region in Wallaga. Come, people. 250 plus Amharas. Come. Finito. Nothing has happened to him. Which place in Tigray, in one moment, in Adwa, in Aksum, wherever you are, show us some kind of 150 plus people or 200 people shot in plain sight. Show us. And now you're telling this papa is a fair papa. If he's telling the story of God, because he say I'm close to God, he pray for you, he don't pray for me. This son of a bitch, he cannot pray for me. And I don't give a shit about your fucking Orthodox. I don't give a fuck about you, Roma papa. I don't give a fuck. I tell you, you sons of bitches. I tell you, you fucking monsters who fucking want to create in Ethiopia a first-class citizen that the whole world talk on behalf of it, and people who are disposable, like Amhara. እናንተ ለሃጫም የውሻ ልጆች እነሱ አንድ የሞተ ሰውን 1000 እያረጉ ለህዝባቸው ሲቆሙ እናንተ የአማራን ህዝብ የምታስመቱ የሸርሙጣ ልጆች እናንተን ነበር መድፋት አልኩ። አንተ ሀብታሙ በሻ የምትባል ለሃጫም አባት የለኝም። ዛሬ ጋላ ስላበደ አሁን ደግሞ የትግራይ ምናምን ያልከው ፍሬንድሺፕ ነው። ይሄ የጋላና የአማራ ፍሬንድሺፕ ማልሰራ እናንተ ሁሌ ሮንግ ይሆን እንደዛ ለሃጫም ስዩም ተሾመ የሚባል ጫታም የካንከር ስዌት ካንት እንደሱ የሆነ ራስህን ትልቅ ቦታ ትሰጥና የኦሮ አማራ የሚል የሆነ ህዝብ ማን ነው? ኦሮ አማራ። አሁን ደግሞ አማራ ትግራይ ብለህ ልትነሳ ነው ማዳፋከር። ሰላም ለመፍጠር ብቻ እንጂ እዛ አገር ሁለት ጎራ ከፍለ ሌላውን ለመውጋት አይደለም የምትሰበሰበው። ሌባ ራስን ለማዳን ነው። ራስን ለማዳን ጦርነት ታቆማለህ። ይዙን አስተሳስበ ከላ ልዩነት ውሸት ኢፋክን ሌባ ሶማሌዎች እየተፈጁ ቢሆን በረሃብ ያልቁ ዞር ብሎ አይናገርም። ሌላ ጸሎት፣ ሌላ አርስት ይሰጣል፣ ሌላ ትለፈልፋለህ፣ ህዝቡ ያልቃል። እና አሁን ሙስጠፌን ተወዱት የለውም። እስቲ ሙስጠፌ ቲፒኤልኤፍ በነበረበት ጊዜ እኔ ሶማሌ እኮ አይደለሁም፣ ሶማሌዎቹ ላይ ምን እንደሚደርስ እኮ ይነግራል እኮ። ሊትራሊ እኮ ሰዎች እኮ ከትግራይ እኩል ረሃብ እኮ ገብቷል እዛ። አሁን አለ እኮ ረሃብ። ምንም ታወራው። ለዛ እኮ ነው ሀገር ውስጥ ሃይማኖተኞቹን ራሳቸው የምታፋጥጡት እኮ ኦነስት ስላሉ ናችሁ እኮ ነው። ዲስኦነስት ናችሁ፣ ሌቦች ናችሁ። ለሰው ህይወት አይደለም ወገናዊ ናችሁ፣ ቆሻሾች ናችሁ። የእናንተ እግዚአብሔር ራሱ ቆሻሻ ነው። I want to fucking shoot him in his ass and get raped by gorilla. That's what I want to do to that fucking God you believe. እናንተ ማናችሁ ደረጃ መዳብ ያረጋችሁ የሞት ደረጃ መዳብ? The Pope, he come out and he say, forget Ataye. Why not the United Nations go to Tigray with anything they, with soldiers, and let them show us how many Tigrayans they kill, because it concerns us. Because if you say, forget Ataye, then I really expect 100,000 Tigrayan people getting killed. And I want to say that, because this is fucking shit, is scary. Even if they become a country, this is something that you cannot clean from your history. It's not normal. But I know it's not with that gravity. I know there are no like 100,000 of, there is a conventional war. I don't count a militia of this place, a military or a TPLF soldier. I don't count those people. You're talking about civilians. If you tell me, ignore the killing of people with impunity, the entire city burn it, is nothing, say the priest. He say it. It's nothing. Forget Samesha. That's nothing. In Tigray, this shit is tough. That's what he say. If this is God, if this is the God that they believe in, I want to fucking face this fucking God. I want him to come now from wherever space he fly. You know what I call this? A moral decay. This is a moral decay. Moral decay የሚባለው ይሄ ነው። ሞራላችሁ ላሽቆ 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 ባዶ አር ለፍላፊዎች እናንተ ውሻ የውሻ ዘሮች እናንተ ናችሁ ብዬ እነግርሃለሁ። አንድ ቄስ ወጥቶ የሞት ደረጃ መድቦ ለተወለደበት ከተማ ለመጣበት ሪጅም እሱ ፖፕ በሆነበት ሪጅም ላይ በሚደረግ ጦርነት የሚያወራ ጀስቲፋያብል የማለት ሞራል ካለኝ ሁለተኛ ለአማራ የቆምኩ ነኝ ብላ አታውራ። ሊተራሊ ለዚህ ህዝብ የቆምኩ ነኝ ብለን እንድናወራ የፈጠሩትን ሀገር ቄስ ምን ተብሎ ተከፋፍሎ ዛሬ ደስ ሲላችሁ የፖለቲካ መሪ ነው ቄሱ፣ ደስ ሲለው የሃይማኖት መሪ ነው። I don't know where to see you people. Do we have to see you like a spiritual kind of people, or do we have to see you like politicians, or do we have to see you people of both worlds? We're confused. እናንተ ሌቦች ይው አፋቸውን ብትዘጉ ጥሩ ነው። because this world could get nastier than this. ናስቲ የሆኑ ሰዎች ናስቲ የሆኑ ማየት የምታስጠሉ ናችሁ እናንተ። ይው አጣዬ ምንም አይደለም ያለኝን ሰው እኔ ፓወር ቢኖረኝ ኢንፋንት ህፃን ልጅ ቢኖራ አብሬ እሳት እየለቀኩብ ነው እያንዳንድ ቤት ማልፍ። If you think it's nothing to burn people in their houses and shoot without impunity whatever you get and you burn the entire city is nothing, I don't want you to talk about Tigray atrocity, because Tigray is not special people. All people are people. They are supposed to be protected by the government that they pay tax. And people, if you think you have integrity, you have to demonize equally what is going on in every fucking country without grading. This is no, this atrocity. This is a war. This is a war. A war between people who always want to be in power and the people who support them, and a federal government which was serving themselves. A power struggle, we call that. And people who get caught on that fire. In the rest of Ethiopia, what is going on is people, minority people, get killed because of their political rhetoric, who do nothing, who are not weaponed, who don't have attitude, who don't have a political program, who don't have any kind of weaponed people like TPLF standing on behalf of them. Southern people, minorities just destroyed. That there will always be Tigray people, always. There will always be Tigray people, a lot of them, millions of them. But in Ethiopia, there are minorities who are disappearing by Oromuma. As we speak, there are only 200,000. Even the entire population is 200,000. They are evicted for a long time. It disappeared right now. What is that? Is that God? Is this the God you believe? Then I want to get that God to get raped by a fucking gorilla. That's what I want. I wish there is some kind of divine king or gorilla who spanked the fucking God. I don't believe that God. I'm not afraid. My friend, I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed for what I say. I don't respect these people. They are politicians. Finito. The way they come as politician, a political reform, bring these people, take down the other guy, bring this guy. I mean, why you want to hide from these? Do you really believe if this shit happens somewhere else in Ethiopia, this guy will come out with the same anger? He may say something. He may say something randomly here and there. People say to be adored. You know why you say I stand for people? Because usually people, the general public will appreciate that I care. That's why you sons of bitches talk here and there. But when you talk like that, you leave a trace of who you are in the things that you say. If a person tell me the entire town is big and burned and people are fucking killed, all of them, and people who can escape. If you tell me this thing is nothing compared to Tigray, then Tigray don't exist. You tell me Tigray don't exist. Even don't exist is this place don't exist. So there is no way. You know what I mean? Then I think a scenario like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where the uranium debris will be for 500 years to come, and generations are born with fucked up shit. I can imagine only a nasty, dirty bomb. That's what I think. They claim that. They actually accuse the Ethiopian government. They accuse them. There was some kind of gas, chemical, sprayed into Tigray. They say that. It's recorded. I want that thing to be intact. When they accuse this government, the United Nations has to say that, because these propagandists they're saying that. They're saying the Ethiopian military is special, a dangerous chemical in Tigray. And people don't know. The Solomon Alulas, they say that. If this happen in our country, we have to know. When our people are exterminated with chemical, we have to know. But now, you see, now we come, which one is propaganda, which one is real? Which kind of fucking political leader can come out and say the entire town is burned and people who live in it are killed and it's nothing compared to Tigray? Hey, what happened to Tigray? Oh, the youth are throwing from the edge of a cliff. Woman raped. We know why woman raped becomes a slogan. Woman raped means it is a known political war stories where raping a woman is considered as demoralizing the male. It has such a strong kind of connotation to it. That's why they say rape, because we have to know how many of them they rape. of is if they still raping just a woman there, we have to know. Because if this thing is real, they're burning all the bridges. There is no more Tigray. Forget it. You cannot rape my mother, my sister, and okay, I live in the same country thinking there. Next day, you are somebody, just a friend or a brother or a countryman that I can have beer with you. It's impossible. I cannot sit with someone who raped my sister. It's impossible. So we have to differentiate propaganda for a political end because the West say so. Who say what the West report is true? Who say that? West? Well, which West? United Nations? Which way to United Nations? Are you serious? Why don't you show us? Why don't you show us instead of talking the Kuwait incubator story, theater, or the White Helmets theater? Why don't you show me what is going on? Show me. Go there, capture the area, interview the people who live in there, show us. Like you show us that video. 6 months, you only get that video. Yeah, if it is YouTube who tell you, okay, don't show graphic content, why you show me that? It's not graphic to show a burned town. It's not graphic story. Al Jazeera can report that. YouTube you can report a burned town, a destroyed town, cities where people live. You can show. You can show if it happened in Aksum, in Adwa, in Mekelle, everywhere in Zalambasa. You can show that. It is legal. It is legal to go there, interview people. It is legal. It is legal. It is fucking legal. But when the biggest priest to show up in 1983 in Ethiopia before another pope died, come out and say, forget this one, concentrate on that one. This is a political statement. This is all I hear from ethno-Oromo people now who are working with the TPLF. You know, in foreign lands, the Israel Gabbisas. Now, the Pope is talking like Israel Gabbisa, like digital Wayane, but they ignore the real pain of people, but it's a political end, like what Tedros Adhanom could expect, I should expect. Like this son of a bitch say, I don't talk politics, I talk about computer now, he's fucking talking politics for in Canada. Hey, you want a visa? Wow, people, I'm disgusted people who talk politics. Now he's a politician. I was laughing at him then. All these people I know. When I talk politics, such a guy was saying, no, why you talk politics? Politics, computer, if you want to come to Canada, visa. Now they cannot import, export stuff, without, exempting tax. They were just they're playing with money. That shit is now closed by Oromuma. Are we stand for these interest groups, or are we stand for our people in its entirety, from the border of to Somalia to Tigray to wherever they are? Even if we have to cross border, if there is atrocity in Eritrea, it's none of your business anyway. If you can say humanitarian crisis, you can talk. Even about somewhere else, Myanmar, I don't care. Or are we talking about interest groups and the people who really work for them, that they are part of them? Which one is humanity now? Huh? Which humanity? Which kind of moral value can make you closer? Yeah? Don't insult the Pope. Oh God, this guy is possessed by the devil. Fuck him and fuck you. That's me. I don't believe shit. If you think you are disrespected because your culture, the people is bad, fuck you. I'm not part of you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You see, we can stretch a freedom of speech to whatever kind of lines we want to bring. You see, I feel this motherfucker is a politician. I don't call him my father. What I call him a father. These stupid people, they go to this fucking Israel. Look the politics. These old towns in Jerusalem, blah, blah, stone houses, yeah? They fight there, You see there fucking funny graphic, more than worse than graphic pictures they come out. This Ethiopian dude looking at this Egyptian guy, this building is mine. Look at these people, man. Look at this. Exactly the politics drive who they are. The politics always uncover what they are. It takes this mask they wear. Imagine in this time of age, you go some kind of the state of Israel kind of place. You have buildings, a heritage of Ethiopia, a heritage of Egypt, a heritage of this, a heritage of that. No, this building is mine. This toilet is mine. These people are retarded people. These are psychotic people. What has to do spirituality has to do with this kind of people? Can you imagine? First, you imagine there is some kind of sacred place in Jerusalem. Yeah, Al Quds, Al Qatrus. You go there, you say exactly when people are in some kind of water dispute of a nation, blah blah. This army is fighting this army. People are getting killed every corner, and then the priest like, yeah, this building is mine. Are you really under this kind of order in this world? Are you serious? I don't know. I don't know. To me, it just I don't know. Maybe I come too far from you. I don't know. But this shit is not normal. This shit is not normal. This motherfucker is a politician. I could probably shoot him in his face. Like I said, yeah, nothing happened there. Okay, enjoy, my friend. Ah, that's what I do to his fucking ass. Yeah, that's what I do. I have no respect. I have no respect. And when you have power, people who say, mange ambasano, mangistu ihe nabbar. He don't give a shit. He burn you. He burn you. Because the way he sees things is different. In this case, I rather be 10 times more cruel than him than to listen to these people. Where are they? Every time you make demography, they become. Now, where is Eritrean Orthodox Church? It becomes. Now, Oromo Orthodox Church is fighting to have their own. You say religion is a lie. But one time when you think like your country is united, you think like Orthodox is one. It's Ethiopia. It is that. It's about interest. Religion is interest. Your life is comfort on this earth. You are competitive. You're just ordinary people who sweat to death saying Jesus, that. I'll see you in the same fucking scrambled pond. Scrambling, in the fucking pond, dirty pond, to try to catch this, to catch that. Spiritual people. If you are spiritual people, why don't you go to fucking monastery live? Why you come to Europe then? You are more busy and careful than me. Me, I could sleep. I don't give a fuck. So what is spirituality? I don't know what spirituality. The dude that you believe, he was fucking around in Israel, as far as you know. The Jesus you tell us, he don't have house, he eat there, he took there, and his friends also. They drink wine, they fuck around, they chill. That is the story. That's the story. And the kings and the queens, you say, they build big palace. You say, oh, God tell me to big palace. Solomon palace, David palace. Take a woman from this dude. Fuck the dude. Puff, kill the dude and fuck the bitch. That's the story. You cannot fool the people all the time. That's what I know. I don't give a shit. Me, if Oromuma was not a monster, I could probably always chilling every year I go to Boronti Charrecha, I do my cultural shit. It's over. But these bloody galas are monsters. Otherwise, that was my ceremony. I'm up. I'm out with the time I'm born. Because these sons of bitches are out of hand. You're showing me a fucking romantic monster. A romantic monster who want to ignore some atrocities. Huh? In Tigray you don't know. Or tell me Tigray people are like these Jewish people. These Jewish people have some kind of thing. We're exterminated, but they are what they are. They're smart people. I admit that. And I don't blame for them for whatever they do. But there is a moral problem in me that they feel like One guy from them is equivalent to another million people from other group. Okay, this is what they think. If they're capable of protecting that kind of thing, you cannot blame them. This is nature, prey and predator. Okay, it's a wildlife. All right. If you tell me Tigray people we have to consider like this, when we know they're retarded as anyone around them, then I don't know. But otherwise, I cannot say ignore the burned town and the people in it. Is very graphic to me. This word is graphic to me. The word itself. I see a fucking bloody monster. I want to shoot him in his fucking face. I want to shoot him in his face. Papa, come. I burn him. Tabadu nata to the bed.